What up again real quick. Basically, if you guys have like a better suggestion on what to title any of these videos, that'd be helpful, because we're kind of a little scatterbrained. But in the last video I know I talked a lot about the heat shield, and this one I think I'm going to talk about what I did to remove this O2 sensor, which was probably like the biggest pain in the butt. No, this whole shit actually really sucks, but that also sucked pretty bad, and there wasn't a ton of information, so I guess I'll show you what's gone on. It's been a nightmare, as you can see. So the angle that you're gonna want to take, and I'll try to show you. I'm sure the sniper himself also illustrates it pretty good, but it's hard for me to understand until I really looked at it a minute. You're gonna need a crowfoot wrench. There's been people say that they've been able to get an open-ended wrench on there. It's a 22 millimeter or a 7/8, but this one's 22, and I mean I would not want to strip that out, because that'd be so crazy shitty to remove if you did that. I imagine. Sure, someone's done it, made it work though. But you're gonna need this 22 crowfoot. If you can't use an open-end wrench, you probably already tried if you're watching this. But I got this set for like 15 bucks at O'Reilly's, and it worked good enough to get it in there. Basically, you're gonna want to start like this pretty much. You're gonna get this. It's a 22, not a 17. On the end of this is a 3/8, and you're gonna need a 3/8 to start small, and then this adapter that goes to 1/2 inch. You're gonna want to come in through right here, this part next to the firewall. Just trust me, it almost seems like it's gonna fit over here, but this is the angle you need to take, and that's why it's important that you remove your Y pipe and disconnect all these things. So you can come down right through here, like down this passage basically. In his video he shows it with all his extension stuff hooked up, but this is the way you're going to want to do it. Is get this extension 3/8, then you're going to extend and adapt it to 1/2 inch drive. You're going to go in this way to set this around this wire and down on here onto this nut or bolt, whatever the hell you want to call it, O2 sensor. And you're going to slide it down so it fits in where it's sitting on top of this. You're going to want your extension, your adapter to be kind of facing this way. It's angled a little bit, so it'll pop out kind of like that. You're going to want probably a long 3/8 extension after this short one, then adapt up to 2 like impact 1/2 inch drive extensions that you're going to connect to this down this slot in the firewall. Like right past these hoses or between whatever angle you have that you're working with. You're going to extend it up. Your wrench is going to be about right here, and you're going to be able to break it loose. Undo it by hand. You got to unclip this red one. I've seen it also in black. If this is pretty stuck, you can take a little tiny screwdriver and just push it up into here and disconnect it. Be really careful to not break it. Otherwise your line's going to get all twisted up like you can see. But then you can pull it out, and that's going to give us a little more room now that we can move this downpipe and get this mangled heat shield out of here. So can't leave that. But anyways, it'll give us a little bit more room to get to this transmission bracket bolt that's connected to a swivel and an extension. It was a huge bitch to get that in there, but decided to just leave it because Took forever to sink it in, and it finally did. If I have to remove it to get this downpipe out of here, I will, but we gotta remove this downpipe and we gotta get this heat shield out so we can break loose that bolt, pull up the trans mount, pull it out, and then replace this transmission range sensor on the car. So at the point I'm at right now, I've done unbolted this first connection right here on the exhaust, and we've loosened the heat shield. We've undone this hanger. You need a 13 mil, probably 2, because there's a nut and there's a bolt that you gotta undo. And then after we mangled the heat shield and got the bolts off on the top, you can pretty easily access these bolts here on the bottom. And then up behind all this stupid shit is the range sensor that we're gonna replace. And there's a mangled one right there. Broken ass connector. I gotta file down electrical tape and hope that it's pretty solid. Also, obviously, clean all this up. And yeah, if you guys have any advice on getting this downpipe out of here at this point, all those bolts are off. The hanger's loose. This first bolt right here is off. I can't quite figure out how to just pull it out at this point, so if you guys have any ideas, greatly appreciate it. But stay tuned. Hopefully this fixes the car. If not, whatever. At this point, I've been through pretty much most of the worst of this shit. Been super fun, as you could tell. Wear gloves if you don't want to, or have some Neosporin or some shit. This heat shield's pretty sharp even without being all sliced up. But good luck, fools. You're gonna need it. Especially if you're not taking the engine out of the car before you unbolt the exhaust, which is what most people suggest. Fucking good luck with that too, dude.